Oh my God, what a game that was. Again, Manchester United, an unconvincing win. Another 90 minutes to go by where Manchester United weren't the dominant side once again. But it's never easy going to Craven Cottage. We said that in the preview with Harry. But at the end of the day, Manchester United get the 3 points. Erik ten Hag's job is still safe, and that's all I care about. But Bruno Fernandes, that's why I love Bruno Fernandes. This is why I've said that you've got to start Bruno in every single game, no matter what form he's in, because he produces a moment like that. It's just like the Burnley game where he scored that beautiful volley, was average for the entire game, but then produced a moment of brilliance. That was just like today. Bruno wasn't the best today as he has been all season, but again, that wonder goal right at the end showed what it means to play for Manchester United, and you could see with the celebration around the team what it meant to the players. So when you've got the media try to push out that the players aren't backing Erik ten Hag, and I've been at fault for this, I've been a victim of this because I've believed the media's lies. When you're celebrating like that, the players are all together, it does seem, and the positive is the mood is very positive at Manchester United today. But we've got to talk about Pellistri. What he did in that 20-30 minute cameo, however long he was on the pitch for, he did more than what Antony has done all season. And you know what? I'm saying it now. Pellistri deserves a run of games. We said this last season when he would have brief moments. We said it in pre-season. Pellistri needs a run of games. We've said he's a diamond in the rough on this channel many, many times. Pellistri impacted that game, and I don't care if he's not left-footed. I don't care if he doesn't have that poacher's instinct. He changed that game. He was running at Robertson. He was running at the Fulham defence. And if it wasn't for him, that goal wouldn't have happened today. Antony wouldn't have pressed that Fulham player to get that ball back after he lost it. He wouldn't have gone toe-to-toe with the Fulham defence and try and change the game. And that's what Pellistri is all about. Now, starting him, I think we should. We're against Copenhagen, I believe, in our next game. So no doubt, I believe that Pellistri should be involved in our next game. Or at least nurture him into the team and actually let him get some more minutes under his belt, because we've got an absolute diamond on our bench and he deserves more game time. It was a brilliant substitution by Erik ten Hag, giving him that game time, because we've said Pellistri deserves a game of time, but what's happened to him? He's not been playing for us. Where is he? But Erik ten Hag has made the right substitution. He's played him today, and hopefully Erik ten Hag rewards him with more minutes now, because Pellistri, Ricky says it on the United stand all the time, Pellistri is one of our best wingers, if not our best winger when it comes to the supports that he gives to the front line. And Rasmus Højlund got substituted off today. And when he sat on the bench, he was absolutely fuming. And rightly so. Another 70, 80 minutes go by when he's had no service. Garnacho didn't pass once to Højlund all game. Garnacho created about 4 or 5 chances for himself, and not once did he pass into the box towards Rasmus Højlund. And it's not just on Garnacho, the midfield as well. Højlund got no service, and it's the graveyard shift to being a number 9 at Manchester United, unless you can create for yourself, which Manchester United can't do. But we've brought in a young striker in Rasmus Højlund, who's 20 years old, and he's supposed to be nurtured into a squad like this. But what's happened? He's the main man all of a sudden. He has to score every single game. The expectations are all on him, being compared to Erling Haaland and being talked about to be this world-class star. He's a young prospect who has a lot of potential. So people making James Bond memes saying he's 007 or now 008 and all that jazz. For me, I think that's absolutely disgusting, because a young player like Højlund needs to be nurtured into this team. Yes, he's scored a few goals in the Champions League and he's still not scored any goals domestically for Manchester United, but his time will come. We just need to get more creativity. And with a winger like Pellistri, for 90 minutes, who will support someone like Højlund, I definitely think we'll see a better partnership of Højlund and Pellistri than Højlund and Rashford, Højlund and Garnacho, Højlund and Martial. Whatever winger you want to put out there, Pellistri will suit Højlund's needs. But Garnacho, I did think he had a decent performance today, but let's talk about Harry Maguire as well. Another solid 90 minutes. The guy got concussion today and was still the best defender on that field. And the way Harry Maguire is turning his career around at Manchester United, I absolutely love it, because I'll admit, I was a massive critic of Harry Maguire. But with these performances, where he's not under pressure, I think taking the captain's armband off him, yes, it was a blessing in disguise. Yes, he wasn't happy with the decision, but at the end of the day, it's shown that that pressure is now off his shoulders and he's not that scared to make mistakes anymore. The guy got concussed today. And there was 2 times where he was nearly took off because he looked a bit dizzy or something like that. But the guy stayed on. He was an absolute warrior and a clean sheet for Manchester United again. And let's talk about Andre Onana. Another superb performance from Andre Onana. And people say that Onana isn't good enough to be Manchester United's goalkeeper. He's proved it over the last 4 or 5 games, in my opinion. Yes, against Newcastle. Yes, against City. We lost 3-0 in both them games. But they were due to defensive errors and they weren't on the keeper. That's just my opinion. But Onana, another clean sheet for him, and I'm really happy with him. And obviously, Scott Mctominay, another very decent performance for him. Got the goal, but it was ruled out as offside early in the game. That was going to be Manchester United's first goal in the first 15 minutes all season, but our tally still remains on 0. But as well, Erik ten Hag, he did go very safe today. Tactics wise, what's the identity? We still don't know. It's still a bit of everything. It's just a very balanced type tactic, you could say, that there's no specific tactic that he wants to play. There's no gegenpress, there's no long ball, there's no pressing after the possession's lost. But at the end of the day, it's all of it at the same time. You see little glimpses of when Dalot's switching up the play or when we're playing fast-flowing football on the counter-attack. But trying to find that identity is going to be hard. But at least Erik ten Hag has grinded out the result. He hasn't gone with the back 3 and the 3-1-6 formation that we saw throughout pre-season. But he's doing what he's doing last season. He's grinding out results at this point because I don't think his job is at risk as the media is pushing out. I believe that Erik ten Hag's job is firmly secure. And I'm just happy that we've got the win because the media, what have you got to report about today? Where's your negativity today? Because Bruno Fernandes, who you always slight, who's not good enough to be Manchester United's captain and is a terrible player, got the winning goal. And Erik ten Hag got all 3 points with a brilliant tactical substitution for Pellistri. But what did I think of the game? I felt like that Manchester United, there are areas of improvement. I was very concerned with the starting 11 due to the fact that we didn't have like Amrabat or Casemiro, but Casemiro was out injured. We just got overrun in the midfield as usual. Eriksen, McTominay, there was just a massive gap between them. And defensively, if Fulham were a better side, they would have penalised us a lot more. But they still tried to exploit our wider areas, getting Willian on the ball a lot more, try and get Harry Wilson on the ball as well. But we've got 2 solid fullbacks in Diogo Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, so they made it hard for the wingers for Fulham today. But Andreas Pereira, Joe Paulinho, Reed, all these other players for Fulham, they should have exploited us more. They should have stayed on the edge of the box. They should have pressed the likes of Eriksen and McTominay more, because we see on this channel, McTominay going forward is absolutely brilliant, but when it comes to the defensive work, he couldn't track his own shadow. And I love McTominay. I think that what he's doing and the confidence he's building, he is performing very good for us. But I still think he's an impact player at best. I think that bringing him on with 20, 30 minutes to go, that's when you get the best out of Scott McTominay. But you could say that's the same with Pellistri, that's the same with Garnacho. These players seem to perform better when they are fresh, when they are energised, and they do seem to impact games a lot more, like Pellistri did today. But, you know, at some point, like what Erik ten Hag's doing, you're giving these players a start. You started Garnacho today, you started McTominay today as well. And with Rashford, I don't know what's happening with him, but apparently he didn't pass the fitness check. Same with Varane. Varane played for the last few minutes just to get the win over the line, just to have an extra solid defence. But at the end of the day, I'm just happy with Manchester United. We've got the 3 points and that's all that matters. Remember to subscribe to Doubles TV if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.